Morning, Coach. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, thanks. Welcome back. Welcome to Pullman.
Thank you very much. I'm getting a welcome introduction with the cold weather this morning.
Well, that's no other way to be welcome to Pullman. Just kind of what have these last few weeks been like for you? Just transitioning up here and just kind of assimilating yourself into Pullman and Washington State.
It's like any transition. I mean, everything's new, and just getting a chance to know everyone here, and getting familiar with the players and the coaches is, it's part of a transition. So it's one day at a time, and each day that passes, it's going to become more comfortable.
Is your intention to kind of keep that 4-2-5 that Coach Dickert's been utilizing?
Yeah, I mean, we come from the same family of coaches. We speak the same language in terms of our terminology and what we believe in, and we've been talking football for the last 12 years since we've been apart. Myself, Coach Dickert, and Coach Cooper all coached together at North Dakota State and Fargo in 2010, and we've all just stayed in contact and in clinic and talked football ever since 2010. So the football piece is probably the easiest piece because me being able to slide in, foundation's already been set here. The defense has already been installed. It's just my job to kind of get in the car and whatever tweaks that hopefully I can bring some ideas and also blending with the foundation that's already established here. We want to continue to get better and move forward.
You mentioned Coach Cooper, and he was talking, I think, on the signing day show about you guys go back a ways. Assume he's staying on staff with you guys with the edges.
Yes.
And then just as you've kind of observed practice this last couple of weeks, is there one or two guys that have maybe kind of opened your eyes, that have kind of wowed you a little bit, maybe outside of the the expected guys, the Ron Stones, the Brennan Jacksons, maybe some younger guys in this winter camp, as Coach Dickert calls it, that have really kind of caught your attention that you think could be big time pieces for the future?
I mean, there's several guys, and just to mention just one or two would probably do an injustice to the guys I haven't had a chance to evaluate or really watch and get to know. But, I see that, we have some depth and we have some younger guys that definitely have ability, and just, excited to be a part of their development moving forward.
And then last thing, just I mentioned Ron Stone, and he's obviously one of the big personalities and always gives off quite the first impression. What have your preliminary conversations been like with him?
It's been great. We spent about an hour together day before yesterday, and he has that larger than life personality. Yeah, he probably has never met a stranger, and obviously he's a very talented and talented football player. He plays really hard, and I'm just looking forward to being part of his future here at Washington State and his career, and hopefully me being here can continue to add to that.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
All right, Coach. Next one's going to be Colton Clark, spokesman review up in Spokane. Go ahead, Colton.
Morning, Coach. How's it going?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Great. Thanks a lot. I'm just kind of wondering, what about this place or the team? I know obviously with the coaching background and connections, but what ultimately attracted you here? That coaching connection and just kind of the team and the place as well.
Well, ultimately, the biggest reason for me being here is Coach Dickert. And, if I didn't believe in him and what his philosophy was in terms of running a program, I wouldn't be here. I want to speak to any other opportunities that I may or may not have had. Okay. I know there's rumors out there, but, at the same time, I mean, the biggest reason I'm here is because of Coach Dickert, the philosophy that he has in running a program, and, what his vision for Washington State football is going to be here in the next few years. So I'm excited to be here, excited to be back with Jake and AJ, and I'm just excited about this. This is really an opportunity, to coach in the Pac, and I'm a West Coast guy, originally from Phoenix, Arizona. So I followed the Pac growing up. Getting a chance to coordinate again at this level is also just, an opportunity of a lifetime.
And you talked about similar philosophies, or, really close philosophies between you and Coach Dickert, but how would you kind of describe those principles, or how would you describe what you want the defensive identity to be here?
Well, if you talk in our circles, there's a lot of guys that talk about, this defense as a quote unquote system or the system. I mean, if you want to define our system or the system, or our system's really what we mean by that, it's kind of code word for we're not a 3-down team and we don't run bracket. So it really is that. And, because we do a lot of different things with our defense, but it starts with us being a 4-down front, being able to stop the run and affect the quarterback on all downs, all distances, all situations. We start with a 4-down. We develop those guys to be able to stop the run, play the run, and then also, develop them as pass rushers and being able to affect the quarterback with a 4-down front while being able to play multiple coverages and being simple in terms of how we install it and how we teach it.
Anything kind of unique to your style that you plan on adding here right now, or is that saving for the future?
Well, a great question. That's part of what I'm doing here for the next 10 days. I mean, the last 10 days and the next 10 days moving forward, up to the bowl game, is me being able to see exactly how Jake and the defensive staff have installed this defense, seeing how they run things, seeing what differences there might be. That's my job because it's already in place. I don't have to come in and install my own defense. It's already been installed. But be able to take that in, make notes, and then, once we get into the spring and prior to spring ball, the little things that I feel like, would add to what we're doing right here, not really changing anything, just whatever I can add, whatever, maybe I have a different way of teaching or explaining or, adding, a wrinkle here and there to make us, to hopefully make us better in the future.
And just one more for you. Not sure how much you care about stat categories, but is there a stat category that your defenses tend to excel in, or one category that maybe you can point to as signaling success in your defense?
Well, there's really two. One, it's points allowed per game, and number two, takeaways. Our ability to produce turnovers and get the ball back to the offense. Purpose of defense is not total yardage, rushing defense, pass defense, and all, because you can split things anyway. You could be a great, rush defense, but give up 400 yards passing a game and give up, 28 points a game. You're not going to be a great defense, So, we're really about trying to complement what our offense is doing, but the number one focus of our defense, which really any defense should be, is points per game and takeaways.
Thank you very much.
All right, Coach, we'll go back to Jamie Vinnick for one last question. Go ahead, Jamie from Coop Fan.
Coach, just forgot to ask this a minute ago. Just to confirm, you'll be coaching linebackers as well as being the DC?
Yes.
And then is Coach Malone sticking with the cornerbacks, or will you guys bring someone else in new there?
Right now, we're still, evaluating, just the defensive staff and figuring out what, we're going to do moving forward. Right now, trying to keep everything consistent throughout, through the bowl game. And then after the bowl game, Coach Dickert will make those decisions.